what if I told you there's a skill out there that's a way better predictor of your success and happiness than even your IQ? And the best part? You're not just born with it. You can actually learn it. Today, we're going to dive into the power of what's called emotional intelligence. Okay, to really get a handle on this, we've got to go back in time, way back to 1848. We're going to meet a man who, because of a pretty horrific accident, ended up teaching science more about the human brain than pretty much anyone before him. So this is Phineas Gage, and by all accounts, this guy was the perfect leader. I mean, smart, efficient, totally calm under pressure, and just incredibly well-liked. His men? They absolutely adored him. He was the gold standard, for real. And then, one fateful afternoon, everything changed. A blasting accident sent a 13-pound, 3.5-foot iron rod straight through his brain. It went in under his cheekbone and shot right out the top of his head. Just unbelievable. And the craziest part? He survived. I mean, he could walk, he could talk, his memory was totally fine. But the Phineas Gage everyone knew and loved, he was just gone. He became impulsive, foul-mouthed, totally unreliable. His mind was still there, but his ability to manage his emotions, his relationships, completely destroyed. So Gage's story, as tragic as it is, gives us this incredible insight. That iron rod literally severed the connection between the emotional part of his brain and the rational part. And that accident revealed this fundamental truth about all of us. We all have these two brains, an emotional brain and a rational brain. And how they talk to each other? Well, that's everything. And that right there brings us to the core idea. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is all about that communication, that constant conversation between your emotional and your rational brains. See, everything you experience hits your emotional brain first. EQ is the skill of letting your rational brain step in and manage that first gut reaction. So, why does this internal conversation matter so much? Well, because getting good at it, mastering it, has these huge, measurable effects on pretty much every single part of your life. It's a total game changer. I mean, look at this. People with a higher EQ, they don't just have better relationships. They make smarter decisions, especially the big ones. They're more resilient. They bounce back from stress and setbacks way faster. Research even shows they have stronger immune systems. It really is a direct line to more success and just, a deeper feeling of happiness. All right, take a look at this number, -23%. What is that? Well, it's a super powerful, totally measurable benefit of high EQ that you can get from just one simple habit. Let me show you what I'm talking about. That 23%, that's the drop in cortisol, the main stress hormone, that people see it just from practicing one super simple habit, gratitude. Seriously, just taking a moment to think about what you have, what you're grateful for, physically calms your body's stress response. That right there is the power of EQ in action. Okay, so let's get practical. How can you actually start improving your EQ, like right now? Well, it all starts with learning how to manage your inner world, especially when things get stressful. Feeling stressed? Here's the first thing you have to remember. Unless there is a literal lion chasing you down the street, most of the stress we feel is subjective. It's not the situation itself, it's our reaction to the situation. And the good news? That reaction is something you absolutely have control over. So here are 3 simple habits that can lower your stress instantly. First, like we just talked about, appreciate what you have. Spend a little time contemplating what you're grateful for. Second, just breathe. Seriously, close the door and just focus on your breathing for 2 minutes. It's like a reset button for your brain. And third, you have to avoid the what-if game. That question just fuels the fire of worry. Instead, focus on what you can actually do, not all the things that might happen. All right, so we've talked about managing your inner world. Now let's shift gears and look at how EQ can help you navigate the outer world. Specifically, how to handle, those toxic people. Have you ever met a Dementor, from Harry Potter? They're those creatures that just suck the life and happiness out of you. And let's be real, we've all met the human version. That person who walks into a room and instantly sucks all the positive energy right out of it with their negativity. So, how do you deal with a Dementor? Well, first, you've got to rise above it. Don't get sucked into their emotional chaos. Their stuff is irrational, so you just respond to the facts. Second, you have to establish boundaries. You are in control of how you interact with them. Limit your exposure, set clear limits. And third, stay aware of your own feelings. Recognize when your buttons are being pushed so you can choose your battles wisely, or maybe not battle at all. Okay, this all leads us to what might be the final frontier of EQ, the most powerful skill of all: choosing your thoughts, your mindset. It really comes down to two different ways of looking at the world. On one side, you've got the fixed mindset. That's the belief that your intelligence and your talents are just static. You've got what you've got. This makes you avoid challenges and give up easily. But on the other side, there's the growth mindset. This is the belief that you can grow and improve through effort. People with this mindset embrace challenges, they persist when they fail, and they actually learn from criticism. This is the bedrock of high EQ. And here's the secret weapon for people with a growth mindset. They know that fear is paralyzing. It just freezes you. So what's the best way to overcome it? You take action. Any action. It's the only way to break that paralysis and turn all that worry into forward momentum. All right, so let's tie this all together. What are the big takeaways? First, EQ is a skill. It's not fixed. You can practice and get better at it. Second, you can manage your stress with really simple habits like breathing and gratitude. Third, set boundaries. You have to protect your energy from negative people. And finally, choose a growth mindset. How you think really does determine your direction in life. You know, the psychologist William James really hit the nail on the head more than 100 years ago. He said, "The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another." And really, that's what emotional intelligence is all about. So I want to leave you with one final question to think about, a really powerful one. What would you do if you weren't scared? Seriously, think about it. Because your answer to that question shows you what's really possible when you start to harness the power of your own emotional intelligence.